everyone, and welcome back to Fighter Test Podcast with me, Tess Jewson, and my husband and co-host, Terry.
Hey again.
So last week we were unable to do a podcast. It's been rather hectic. I've not been too well, so we decided to have a week off. However, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who sent me birthday wishes. I had a really good birthday. We had a great time in London, seeing Six the Musical, followed by an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet. It was a really good night.
Yeah, that was really nice, all you can eat, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I think I enjoyed Six the Musical a bit more than you, but yeah, it was really good, and I definitely recommend it to anyone. It's all about rock and girl power, so if you're into that, definitely go and see it.
There was a lot about girl power, I must say. It was basically a girl band performing, wasn't it? Except two of them lost their heads.
And it also looked like you and this other guy were the only two men in the audience, so
It felt like it.
it was really good. So yeah, if you're in London and you fancy a musical about the 6 wives of Henry VIII, go and see Six. You'll really enjoy it.
So now we're back after a week off of enjoying ourselves with all our musicals. Shall we talk about bikes?
Normal bikes or electric bikes?
Or which bikes can you ride?
Well, the electric bike just.
So how do we go about getting the first bike? Where did the idea come from?
We were really bored at the start of lockdown, and I saw people going past on their bikes. Now, I haven't ridden a bike since I was a teenager, and back then I fell off and broke my wrist, so I never got back on a bike again, really.
So were you clumsy from a younger age, were you?
Always. That's
Should have known.
not changed, really, has it?
Not at all.
So yeah, we decided to look into bikes. Obviously, someone who has PH, riding a bike isn't something that I can do very well, or those with PH can do very well. Obviously, because of our breathlessness and our energies and feeling tired a lot of the time, riding a bike can be very difficult for us. So we decided to look at electric bikes. But first of all, we bought something else. I'll let Terry explain.
So we went on to the pristine store called Gumtree, which was a very good eBay type store for people not in the UK. And we had to look at used scooters and bikes, and we found this electric scooter. It wasn't the most expensive scooter, but it was one of those push scooters, and then the electric kicks in and you should be able to ride it. So we brought it over to our house. We bought, I think it was £50, and we had a quick go at it. How did that go for you?
Terribly. I found that because the scooter went really fast once the motor kicked in, it took my breath away, and by the end of the road, I was so blue and out of breath, we decided it wasn't for me.
It was actually more trouble than walking for you, wasn't it?
It really was. I think because you're going at your own speed, and then when the motor kicks in, it just takes you at a flying pace. Not paced. Yeah, it just took my breath away.
So another trouble was it didn't have enough power to really get you up a very steep hill. And you also had to push uphill, which is even more exertion when you don't need to. So we sold it. We got our money back. So hopefully someone's really enjoying it right now more than you. And we had a look at electric bikes on Amazon.
We had to think of a lot of things when it came to getting an electric bike. Now, there's 2 types of electric bikes. There's a continuous motor and there's a start-stop motor. Now, my electric bike has a continuous one. What I mean by this is that when I pedal on my bike, the motor kicks in and it stays on. It doesn't mean I have to keep pedaling to keep the motor going. This is really good for me as the bike will take me along the road or along the path, and I don't actually have to pedal to keep moving. My legs can have a rest, and I can still go flying past Terry.
Yes, it's very annoying.
Yeah, so also on my electric bike, I've got a step-through frame. This is good for me as being 5'1" and a half.
5'1".
And a half. I can get onto the bike a lot easier, and when I am on the saddle, I still can't reach the floor. I'm on my tiptoes. But at least with the step-through frame, I can get on the bike a lot easier than if the frame was too high for me.
So how does a bike make you feel when you're riding with me?
It feels really good that I can be on a bike and keep up with you without feeling out of breath or find that my energy is deteriorating fast. It's actually good to be on a bike and to enjoy the cycle paths around Chelmsford, because here in Chelmsford there are a lot of cycle paths. It is quite easy to ride a bike around the town, and yeah, we've been on quite a few journeys and really enjoyed it. It's definitely given me a lot of freedom.
Yeah, it's been some lovely days out, and you don't feel disabled when you're on an electric bike, do you?
No, I feel like a normal person, to be honest, and especially when I'm zooming up the hill past you, Terry, I definitely feel wonderful.
God, I feel awful.
Yes, you're the one panting it by the top of the hill, and I'm waiting for you, looking at my watch, telling you to hurry up. So another thing I bought for my bike is a basket. Now, I really wanted Izzy to come along on our bike rides from time to time, so I found the largest basket I could for my bike, and because she is a small little poodle, she fits in perfectly, and she's come on a few bike rides with us. She sits in there really comfortably, looks around, as she is very nosy, and we get to the park, we let her out, throw the ball a few times, take her on a walk, and she's very happy to get back in the basket for the ride home, because she's usually pretty tired by then. So a nice little ride home, and it's nice to have her with us on a bike ride.
But it's also been better than just for putting a dog inside. It's been good if we wanted to do some shopping. It's been good if we have a lock on it, so we can actually then go to our supermarket shops, to as many clothes shops as you do.
Yeah, we've gone to Asda a few times for our weekly shop, and putting the food in the basket has been really helpful. And sometimes I've taken my oxygen on bike rides. It fits in there perfectly, which is great. So anything we want to carry but we don't want to put on our backs, we use the basket, and it's just really helpful. So a very good buy for us, I would say.
Now, we know that not everyone will be able to ride a bike, but if you feel up for it and feel like doing a change and new scenery, do the same paths that you've not been able to do, it's a great opportunity to. Now, with bikes, though, you do need to get more of an expensive bike. You do need that rear motor and a powerful one to get to around 15 miles per hour, because that is the legal limit at the moment on electric bikes.
And a continuous motor.
Continuous motor is very important.
I have 3 settings on my bike, low, medium and high. And what that means is, if I don't want to pedal too much, I put it on high, and with literally half a spin of my pedal, the motor kicks in and is really good. So basically, if I'm going up a hill, if I feel like I want to do a little bit of exercise for my legs, I put it on low. Now, this is just a couple more pedals, and then the motor kicks in, and I can still pedal at the same time, and it doesn't affect the motor. I think this is really good, because you can either do a lot of pedalling or a little bit of pedalling. The choice is yours. If you want to know more about the specifications of my bike and why I love it so much, I will put a link in the description of my blog that I wrote for the PHA UK, talking about how my e-bike has given me so much freedom. And even though it was an expensive bike, it really is worth every penny. And we've got a lot of good use out of it. And especially in the summer, we've had a lot of good times riding our bikes throughout the town and for picnics, etc.
Yeah, some great memories, wasn't it?
And we don't go in the winter because it's too cold.
Yeah, should probably fall over
on the ice.
I think that's where we'll finish for today. It's been really nice to talk to you again. We've missed a week out, so it's good to get back into it. Now, you can meet Tess and talk about her with these links that she's going to tell us now.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, or email any questions and your stories to fightertestpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Thanks for listening. Please subscribe. Bye.